Netflix, what the fuck is this? What is this? So, Love is Blind season 9, episodes 1 through 6 dropped just this past week. And I got to say this season of Love is Blind, aka the Limerence show, right? Aka Let's Trauma Bond. This season is giving let's stop Asian hate, right? Stop Asian hate. It's giving, what else is it giving? Gaslight Central. It's giving ghosting. It's giving, this is a filler season. This season makes no sense. You got emotional niggas left and right. You have just people talking about BDE, big dick energy. Like, this has got to be the weirdest, the most emotional group of men. You got ladies acting like whole niggas, like the roles were reversed this season. I don't get it. So let's get into it. Okay. All right. Let me gather my thoughts because I was like, I was debating if I should really do a review because I'm so confused this season. This has to be a filler season. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, Netflix. Ain't no way. All right. So let's jump into the couples. I'm still trying to figure out who's who because now we're in Denver, which is basically a all white place. There's one token black couple, and that's where we are. So who am I going to start with? I'm going to start with, okay, let's go to the foreign couple, not foreign but English ESL couple. I'm gonna call them the ESL, English as a second language. Let's trauma bond over not speaking the English and being bullied all our lives. It's trauma bonding. And whenever you begin a relationship or any connection by trauma bonding, it's not going to last. It will not last because you guys feel like you're opening up to each other at your most vulnerable. That's what blinds you to the bullshit that could be brewing, right? To the actual red flags. You're blinded by your shared trauma. So, okay, so that couple is Anton. I believe, is Anton Russian? And Anton is, I believe, 29. He looks older than he is, but he's good looking. Anton is, I believe, 29 or 28, and Ali is 29. Ali is Brazilian. So they bonded over that. And that's basically all I remember from their connection, right? In the pods. English as a second language, ESL. I was bullied, you were bullied. Let's love, let's get together and be in love and be bullied together in trauma bond. Okay. And the reveal. Let's talk about the reveal. The reveal, I feel like, was Anton like the we're not in it, so it's hard. Like, I'm always looking for some kind of negative reaction during the reveal. But then I was like, hold up. You got to be in it to understand like how they feel. At first I'm like, is he attracted to her? He complimented her hair. She said he's very good looking, but at the end, I feel like they settled, into the whole experience and they came down to, planet Earth, right? Because it's all an emotional high. You don't know what you're getting upon the reveal. So I think when they calmed down, they were genuinely attracted to each other. And they do look good together. Okay. They're a cute couple. Yeah, he's very dark haired. She made that comment that he could pass. Is he Latin? Is he Latino anyways, Anton, whatever he is, Russian or Latino, he could tell because she said her family will love him, love his looks. So that's them. Okay. So now let's move on to the next couple. The next couple, who am I going to go to? Let's go to, what's her name? Annie. Okay. Annie is 31. She's a hair salon owner. Annie got with Nick. The only thing I remember from Annie and Nick is there was a little love triangle they had going on. Annie was talking to, I believe, Brendan at first, and then is that, am I, do I have the right? Yes, Brendan at first, and then Nick came in. Nick is the one who is a luxury Cartier watch dealer, and he basically stole Annie from Brendan. And then so Brandon went in and he was rejected by Annie. And then he came out sulking. I believe that's what the case. I hope I have the right couple. And then Nick came out and he was like, I'm engaged. Yay. And then the guys were like, yay, yay. And then they went back and were commiserating with Brendan.
Yo, I hate seeing this from you like this, bro. I can't even. I'm afraid to look at you.
I respect the out of all you for going on this journey, for real.
Telling you, I've never seen such an emotional group of men. These men were going through it this season. Like, I've never seen anything like it. They were all sulking around. One guy left and ghosted. Oh yeah, was it Annie that got ghosted? I think Annie or Madison. That's another chick. One of them, some guy ghosted. They're like, what is going on this season? That is so rude. I show up and I'm like, hello, hello, hello. And then the person's not there. Listen, at the meetup, I would be talking all kinds of shit. If I were on I was about to say Loving, Loving Hip Hop. If I were on Love Is Blind and you ghost me and then we meet up again, oh, you catching these hands. That is so rude and disrespectful. Anywho, they get together and they seem attracted to each other at the reveal. They look happy. I think Annie made a comment like he does not basically she thought she was going to get Paul Bunyan and he don't look like no damn Paul Bunyan. That's the comment I remember her making. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So the next couple is this girl named is it Madison? Did I say Megan? No, Madison. Yes, Madison is the girl who will go blind. Okay. She has some kind of condition where it can be up until 90 years old. She can see and then she'll go blind. So she's on Love Is Blind and she can possibly one day go blind due to her condition. Again, she tells her prospects this, and I believe it's like a trauma bonding, not a trauma bonding, but like a woe is me, I can go blind. And, stuff like that can make people like fall for you and feel bad for you. I don't like to lead with that. I'm noticing people lead with their issues. And when you're getting to know people on the outset, you should not lead with your issues. Okay? That like this it makes no sense to me. Yeah, let it come up. Any issues that I would have, let it come up like on date 4 or 5, right? But first I want to see if we gel, right? If we vibe first. Because when you start telling like if I were to start dating again, and I start telling people what I went through. You know what I mean? Like what I went through with my ex-husband and the hardships that I've had to endure cuz that's one of the most traumatic experiences that I've had in my life. So the other person's going to their heart will soften towards me. Oh my god. Oh, and then they'll share something that's heart-wrenching and heartbreaking to me. Then that softens my heart. We're not even trying to check to see if we vibe. Like on a friendly level. That's where a lot of relationships fail. We start off with the negative first, which I'm against. Let's see if we could vibe. Would we be able to even be friends first? Right? Then is there any physical attraction to us? Well, this is Love Is Blind. They don't know that yet, but in out in the wild, is there any attraction to us? Do we vibe? Are we in sync? Okay. When you've jumped that hurdle, then you can delve into, issues and stuff and, and not, you got to catch the red flags. I'm sorry. There are blinding red flags that you notice from the get go. Things that you can't rock with in the get go. When you lead with trauma, you'll be blinded to all the red flags, all the preliminary red flags, okay? So anyways, homegirl Madison, she will, that's her thing. That's all I remember from her. She's going to go blind, right? And she gets engaged to Joe. Joe is from New York. That's all I know about him. He seems immature to me. I don't know, he seems too young. Like he's not serious about a relationship. This show to me used to be like you only go on this show if you are serious. A lot of these people to me are not serious, but here they are. They have ulterior motives. I feel like Joe is superficial. And when they did meet, I was like, he don't like her. He doesn't like her. First of all, Madison is tall. She's tall and she ain't thin. She is not, she ain't fat, but she's not your typical like thin white girl. And a lot of white men, they like thin, petite white girls. Not all white men, but a lot of white men, to me, most white men like petite. And that's the vibe I get from him. So when he saw her, I knew right off the bat she's not petite white girl enough for him. I knew it. And I feel like later on, he does echo that sentiment. He did. And she can feel it. And now she's insecure. This started bad. Their whole connection, it's not going to last to me. All right. Who do we have next? We have that girl, Bling Bling. Her name is Megan, I believe. She said people call her Sparkle Megan. I call her Rainbow Bright Megan. I call her Bling Bling Megan. I think they call her that because she has money, something like that. She has money. She's an entrepreneur. She likes the finer things in life, something to that effect, right? So Bling Bling Megan, like I said, she's an entrepreneur. She's highly successful in life. So she was checking for one person at first. I forgot who it was. She was checking for some dude, and then that didn't work out, and then she veered. Oh, it was some dude that tried to throw like a wrench in her relationship, in her other connections, because these dudes are competing against each other. um so she fell for Jordan, I believe his name is. Yeah, is it Jordan? Yes. Okay. Jordan is a single father. He's a single dad who has diabetes. And I believe Sparkle Megan, her dad had diabetes and died from complications. Again, trauma bonding. She veered towards him because she thought it was a sign from her dad. Oh, I sent you this guy who has a son who has juvenile diabetes or something to that effect. Again, see, we're bonding over traumatic points in our life, right? They get together and I do believe they are attracted to each other. He's tatted out. She feels like he's giving off big dick energy. And I believe towards the end, when they were at the when they went to Mexico, they went to Baja. I think, was it her who confirmed that he basically put her through the mattress? That's what she, I think she said that. One of the girls, it's either, or both, there were two girls. It was either it was Bling Bling Megan and going blind Madison. They both confirmed that their dudes basically blew their backs out.
The best sex ever had.
And I believe it because Joe, he has a certain, I don't know, he has a little certain to him, right? He's like the Italian one from the East Coast. And Jordan, he looks fierce. He's all tatted down and he yeah. I could see that. And I believe they're attracted to each other. So there's that couple. All right, where are we now? We are at how many couples was that? Let me see. Where are we? Is that four couples? So there's five. Okay, there were six, but five made it to Baja. All right, now let's go to the lone black couple. We have, what's her name? She got a crazy name. Well, an Italian name. Isn't that someplace in Italy? Right? Her name is Calabria. Isn't Calabria a place in Italy? But hers is pronounced Calabria. Calabria is 29, and all I have to say about Calabria is this girl is a whole ass nigga. She is a whole ass nigga, and her fiance is Edmund, and Edmund is a whole ass female. Edmund cried thus far the whole season. Edmund is the one that's spin top on the ground. Edmund was licking the ground. Edmund is emotional over another man being rejected. Edmund got issues. Now, this is another couple who to me will not make it for several reasons. Calabria acts like a whole dude, a whole nigga. She keeps consoling Edmund. Now, a little background on Edmund. Edmund has been through the foster system. So he holds a lot of that trauma. He holds a lot of that inside. I can see that. I understand it. So now he expressed that to Calabria. And again, what happens? Her heart softened towards him, and she's basically like consoling him. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I got you. She's always like nurturing him, kind of mothering him, consoling him, affirming him. Meanwhile, he's crying. He's soft. He's Mr. Nice Guy. No, this is not going to work. She's talking about, oh, I don't mind 50-50. I don't mind role reversals. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. You need to soften up. You a whole ass nigga. And I am speaking this way because I was a whole ass nigga while I was with a dude who was a whole bitch. That will never work. We can't be here with these soft dudes consoling them and holding their hands and letting them cry. Yes, a man can cry. Yes, he can cry. But when men hold on to trauma, and do not seek proper therapy or don't know how to cope with their childhood traumas, you, sister, will become the punching bag. You will become the punching bag. Mark my words. And this is beyond Love is Blind. This is to anyone out there. Fuck that 50-50 reversed roles shit. We can't do it all as women. We cannot be out here mothering these men and being whole ass niggas. No. We got to soften up. I learned this is the one most important lesson I have learned in man-woman relationships. That is the one important lesson. And the biggest mistake in my life was taking charge in my relationship and being the nigga in my relationship while my partner was living the soft life. I will never do that again. And Calabria, you should not either. I know we think it's cool as women. We got this. We can handle it. Hear me roar. I am woman. No, I don't believe in that anymore. I believed in it when I was younger. I was raised. My father is a strong man, but for whatever reason, my parents raised me to be very independent and educated. I don't know, maybe they knew the world was changing. And so yes, after divorce, I'm self-sufficient. It's not easy, but I'm self-sufficient. I don't rely. I take care of my three kids. I don't rely on the government. I work I'm okay. My job is okay. I support myself. But Had they not prepared me, I would have been stuck in a horrible and terrible marriage. And I would have stayed in it because I would have not been able to support myself. So, ladies, take this. I'm sorry. I had to veer off into this because after seeing Calabria and Edmund's relationship, I was triggered. From the outset, be a soft woman, live your soft life. Gone are the days. We not doing that anymore. We've been bamboozled. Live the soft life. Yes, you be able to take care of yourself if you had to. But when it comes to being in a relationship with a man, no. You are the prize. Be the soft. Be the soft and dainty woman. Anyways, so Calabria and Edmund, they see each other and he's happy. He came out looking like automatic systematic. He's giving me fluid. That's what I get from him. He's very eccentric, very fluid, giving automatic systematic, right? And Calabria is just like the mother hen. It's okay. It's okay. Very like nurturing him. I from Calabria, I don't believe her. I don't believe her attraction to him. I don't believe it. When they first met, I'm not something ain't quite right with Calabria's feelings towards Edmund. Something's not quite right, like Luther's curl.
Big curl ain't quite right, Luther. That's the one I like.
And there was a section, I believe, where she was questioning him. Oh, would you not defend me? Or would you not this? And he was like, I don't know. I'm not putting my hands on nobody. Like if basically if a guy tried to push up on her or whatever, Edmund ain't that dude. He is not swatting away the guy's hand. He's not coming to your rescue. He's not confronting. See that this is what I'm talking about. Calabria, run away. He's too soft. Edmund is too soft. She needs like for her to rest in her femininity, Calabria needs a man's man. She needs like a true alpha man. And Edmund is just not that. He's not that. He's not that. Anyways, more on them later. So now the next group couple who I could see this coming from a mile away. From a mile away. Let's talk about Patrick. And Patrick pissed me off. First, Patrick he's Asian. That's all I heard. Listen, I was listening to the Love is Blind while I was working. I was listening to it. I had to go back and watch it because all I heard was I'm Asian, I'm Asian, I'm Asian. Okay, yes, we know. Okay, you're Asian. Okay. But he made it seem like he's Asian, and because he's Asian all his life, he had to fight. I'm like, what? Like, is this another? A lot of people like to hijack struggles, right? I know this ain't the struggle Olympics, and all races, suffer from the hands of white supremacy. I get it. But black people, I'm sorry, we have it the worst. I don't care what nobody says. So it was surprising to hear how Patrick was like, yes, I'm Asian. I was the only Asian. I was the only. I'm like, surely it can't be that bad for you, Patrick. Give me a break. Surely. Because while, yes, you Asian, and I feel like racist whites hate everybody. So you're going to catch some of that hate too. However, you're not systematically oppressed, Patrick. You're not systematically oppressed. You're not a victim of certain things in this country put into place to keep a certain group down, because collectively as a whole, yes, there is such thing as Asian hate. I get that, but you guys are m- more successful than white people, right? You see many statistics where as far as income, as far as financially, that the dollar cycles through a group. The dollar stays in your group, in your community, the longest, I believe. I believe it's the Asian culture. Their dollars cycle and stay within their community the longest and then goes out. And I believe another group that is high is the Jewish group as well. They keep the dollars in the community for a very long time. It cycles through before it goes out to, other groups. Oh, black people, we know, listen, our dollars go in and out real quick. It's sad, but it's true, right? Anywho, that's all I heard from Patrick lamenting about being Asian. He must have gone through I think he does go through a lot dating, and I do feel for him. But I didn't think it's that bad. Maybe it's not because you're Asian. Maybe it's just you. You tie it to being Asian. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe where he comes from, there really are not that many Asians. So he bonds with Anna, who's 28, who is another. She's very pretty though. She is. Are they Chinese? Yes. So the whole time, everybody's trying to figure out, like, everybody's trying to, like, what you're not supposed to do because the show is called Love is Blind. But everybody's trying to put their feelers out, like, what are you? Like, would you say your complexion is like pasty or olive? Or is English your first language? Like, people, I hate that. It's cheating. Anyhow, so they figure out that they're both Chinese. Annie is fully Chinese, or Japanese or Chinese, one of them. And not Nick, what's his name? Patrick is half Cambodian, half Chinese. And when they both found out and oh, yes, they both only date white people. They're Asians that only date white people, which was weird to me because when they both found out they were both Asian, they were like, "Oh my god, that's hot. Oh my god, that's so hot. That's so hot."
I'm Chinese and I'm Cambodian.
That's just so hot.
Yeah, I'm a mix.
Ugh, it's so hot.
What are you?
That was Listen, that was the weirdest thing. One of the most weirdest things I saw this season. Why is that so hot? Is it really that lacking in Asian people in Denver that when you come across another Asian, it's so hot? I thought they were about to bust a nut right there and then. Oh my God, that's so hot. Oh my God, that's so hot. That was the weirdest thing. Anywho, so they're really digging each other. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a cute little, little Asian couple. And then Annie ghosts him. She straight up ghosts him. Again, rude. Annie would have had to catch these hands, Anna. That is so rude. So now Patrick's attention goes to, damn, what's this girl named Casey? Casey is a blonde. She's pretty though. She's really pretty. Casey reminds me of, do y'all know that show on damn, what's that? Is it what's the HGTV? Right? It's the show with Tariq. Y'all remember Tariq? They're like realtors or whatever, and they were married. Tariq, he must be Middle Eastern, but he looks straight up white. And his wife, right? She's like a blonde. It's giving Jessica Simpson, like a blonde, petite, cute little petite girl, right? A petite woman. And they divorced, right? And then his next wife looks exactly like his ex-wife, which is funny. But now I think they've all made up and they both host the show together. I forgot the name of the show. Anyway, Casey reminds me of the ex-wife. Very blonde, very pretty, very petite. And honestly, I can't wait for Joe to see her. I can't wait to see that because that's his type, right? Joe is the one who's married to or engaged to Megan. Megan or Madison? Madison, sorry. Madison is the big old hefty one by white people standards who is going blind. Anywho, so Casey and Patrick connect, and behind the scenes, she's, you know, she's really into him. He's like, "Oh my god, I don't know how to tell you this, but I I um I I'm Asian." Like, it was a big secret, like, it was a terrible condition, it was terrible. I felt for him. Like, it's not that serious. I can't ever imagine being scared, "Oh my god, I'm I'm black." Fuck you. If listen, I'm black and I'm proud. Patrick, you better wear your Chinese heritage like you're proud, like it's something to be proud for. And it is, because Chinese people have accomplished many things throughout world history. So I just don't get it. He has low self esteem with being Asian. And I hate that for him. Anywho, but Casey's like, no, don't worry. I come from a multicultural family. My father did missionary work because we're Mormon in Vietnam or Taiwan. But Patrick ain't is not any of those things. That's a red flag right there. How are you gonna mix up my culture? That's like somebody saying, "Oh, you're Haitian? Oh, my family did missionary work in Trinidad." Bitch, that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm Haitian, not Trinidadian. Yes, we're Caribbean, but that don't mean shit to me. Go over there with that. So that was weird that she said something about Taiwan or Vietnam or something like that. Her dad did missionary work, and then her sister likes a karaoke in Vietnam. I don't know. It was some crap that did not make sense. They were non sequiturs. Anywho, then she says, oh, her brothers all have like they're dating interracially. Like one of his brothers' girlfriend is half black, and the other is, I don't know, Mexican or something like that. His girlfriend's Mexican. That don't mean shit to me. People always like, oh my god, you're black. Yeah, my great grandmother 10 times removed was half black. Like, bye. That means nothing to me. You could still be a closeted racist. Anywho, so he's like, "Oh my god. Oh, I love you. Yeah, so we're going to get together and we're going to make cute babies. You know, oh, we're this is going to be a United Colors of Benetton family. We going to be swirling. We're going to be one big happy mixed family." She's like, "Yeah!" One comment he made I did not like. He was like, "Oh my god, our families, all the kids are going to be best friends." And then he says, and if we don't have any like phenomenal athletes, then we'll have some smart ass kids. I did not like that. You're talking about Asian being Asian, Asian, Asian. I'm sorry, that comment was racist. Do you know why it was racist? Because he's basically trying to say the kids, so basically the black kid that will be her nephew or niece, because they're black, they'll be an athlete. And if they're not an athlete because of him, right? Because, there's this stereotype that Asians are smart, like they're the smartest. So they'll be smart due to him. So an athlete due to the black genetics, right? Because another stereotype is, oh, black people are only good in athletics and that's it, right? And then the smarts will be due to the Asian gene. That was highly racist to me. You can't be here sad and Asian hate and talking about this, but you're making stereotypical comments, right? So anyhow, she's so happy. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna marry the fuck out of him." That is what Casey said about Patrick. I'm going to marry the fuck out of him. That's what homegirl said. Well, well, when she saw Patrick, she was like, "Never mind." Listen, this girl did an about face. When they met, I knew she was not attracted to him at all. Not at all. And I felt bad. He was hyped and then she lied to him. Listen, the girls were whole ass niggas this season. She went back to the hotel lobby and was like, "I can't do it. I can't do it. Then she spoke to him and she was like, "Yeah, no, I just can't do the show." She lied. She said she couldn't, she just can't be on the show. It's not for her. She can't do the show. It has nothing to do with his looks. She just can't go on with the show. I'll catch you back in Denver. You have my name, blase, blase, blah. So he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, we'll just keep you, we'll take it slow. She's probably nervous to get married. We'll take it slow, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, she goes and tells the producers, I can't see me getting, used to his looks. I can't see my attraction growing for him. See that? Do you see that, y'all? This is why, again, you got to see. Listen, he's not ugly. He's not. But they were trauma bonding. I forgot what she shared with him in I don't know. She must have told him some story. Was she the one with the boyfriend? I don't know. Some boyfriend told her, go on the show and I'll be waiting for you. And I don't know, something like that. But yeah. Um, And then he was trauma bonding over his woes over being Chinese. And she softened. It's okay. I love the world. I love everybody. You see, rather than they should have been trying to see if they actually like each other and can get along and like really truly like each other's personality. Because if I'm talking to someone and I like their personality before I see them, right? You really all you are stuck on is the amazing banter, the amazing time that you have talking to that person. And then when you see them and they're not probably like drop dead gorgeous to you, but they're not hideous. But I think that the rapport you had and the feelings, the connection you had from vibing with the person, a true, genuine, friendly connection can supersede their lack in looks, in your attraction. Attraction can grow later. They did not get to that. They were probably for the most part trauma bonding. So she basically in a sense ghosts him because as we now learn, there's a People's article that came out. They never got back together. They never met up. Ever met up. And Casey would have had to catch these hands as well once I saw her. I would listen. If I were Patrick, I hope they both show up when they all meet and see each other. Oh, you better cuss her out. Because again, that was basically 3 ghostings this season. 3 ghostings. All right, so now let's go to Mexico, right? Everybody goes to Baja. Everybody is vibing and chilling. Okay. Everyone is having a good time. Again, drama. What was the drama? First drama. Oh yeah, homegirl really is going blind because she keeps falling and stumbling over everything. That's one. Okay, not so much. So everybody's drinking, and Joe, right? I think he admits to Madison, right? The big hefty one. He kind of admits to her like, yeah, you're not my type really, but this'll do. You're not really my type. So the herein begins her insecurities. So she's becoming really insecure. And then he's kind of like dismissive. He drank too much and then he was acting weird. He must have been slipped something because he was acting really, really weird. Unless he was just really wasted. He's not really paying attention to her. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention everybody's fucking, but Calabria and Edmund. We'll get there. Everybody else is fucking, which I don't get this show. I don't understand how y'all could just meet somebody and act like y'all is so much in love and then just start fucking like that. Like this is crazy. And most of them are not even feeling each other like that. It's it's nuts to me. Anywho, so Joe gets wasted, not paying attention too much to Madison, then goes for a nap or something. He must have had too much to drink or he took something else or a gummy. I don't know. Madison goes to check on him and you ever wake up and don't know where the fuck you are? It happens to me all the time. sometimes I'm like, am I back in the 90s? I forget what year it is. I forget, was I supposed to go to work? I start panicking. I don't know where I am until you come to. But it takes me like a minute or two. Some people, when they're waking up, it takes them a while. They're asking, like, my daughter does this. She starts asking me stupid questions and saying stuff that makes no sense. And then when I see that, I'm like, oh, you still all right, let me leave you alone. Madison goes and wakes Joe up. Joe don't know what century he's in. Madison's like, what do you don't make sense. What's going on? What? He's like, what? He keeps saying the same thing over and over again. She's freaking out. Madison, leave him alone. He's drunk and he's coming out of his slumber. Leave him alone. And then she starts crying. Nah, this ain't, no, it's not gonna work. She literally had like a meltdown. So that's their drama. The other comment again, niggas is serving big dick energy and they're putting hoes through the mattress, right? I think that happened with the dude with the son. And I don't know if the Russian was putting the Brazilian through the mattress, but they look so good together. Maybe he was. I don't know. Anywho, so Edmund has a meltdown because he found out that him and Calabria are the only ones that have not had sex. I'm not surprised. Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised that Calabria is waiting for marriage. Of course, you're waiting for marriage. If, listen, mark my words, if Edmund was like the alpha male type and if he was more attractive, Calabria would not have been waiting for marriage. Calabria would have been put through the mattress as well. So Calabria, then this was a big mistake. Calabria, you need to keep your mouth shut. But again, Calabria is a whole nigga. She told Edmund that no, I'm not, sex is more meaningful to me now. Before I used to have one night stands. What? Girl, and I was like, shut up. Stop talking. You're talking to a man. Listen, all right, let me tell you girl something. Men are very territorial. When it comes to our punani, this pussy, this punani, men are very territorial and jealous over it. They don't want to know somebody was there. They like men don't they can't handle that. You can't be telling men, especially if you are a loose woman, if you thou art loosed, you can't be telling him about your escapades and shit. You're telling him basically you have no standards. Calabria had no standards prior to coming onto this show. I'm sorry to say it. She was talking about having one night stands and then kicking the nigga out like, oh, the next morning. Then she was like, not even the next morning. Okay, we had sex. Bye. No feelings, nothing. Bye. But then she tells Edmund, no, you have to wait until we get married. Edmund, and I agree with him. He was like, what? He was like, wait, I want to marry you. I actually am giving you my all. I want to marry you and I have to wait. But you had niggas blowing your back out on some one night stand shit. I couldn't believe her. Then she was like, that was then, this is now. So I'm thinking she meant like that was like 5 years ago. She said she hasn't had a one night stand in a year. Calabria, girl, no, you're not ready. You're not ready. And this is why, you know what, ladies, this is why I can't blame red pillars. I can't. A lot of men, because of situations like this, turn into red pill men, the red pill talk, because we started acting like niggas. You can't, it just doesn't work. Where were your standards, Calabria? Where are your standards? Right? This is when you start getting into the body count talk. Men care about shit like that. They do. Men respect you more, and I believe, um, what's the Russian guy's name? I forgot his name. Anton. He said the same thing because Edmund was like, "Nah, I got to hit. I got to hit," and I didn't like the way he said that. This is your fiance. You talking about I got to hit? And I guess that's boy talk, men talk. He was like, "I got to hit before we get married." He was like, "Yeah, but you got to respect her. Like, what if she's like a virgin? You got to respect if she wants, if she wants to wait until marriage. But and Anton is right, but if she's out here giving it willy-nilly, but when it comes to you, you gotta wait, then the man's gonna be like, what is it about me? And this is what happened. And Edmund had a full meltdown. A full meltdown. And Calabria, no, you wrong. You had no standards. Only a woman with standards. Only a woman with standards can have caveats like this. The last dude I was talking to, I said, "You're not, nope, absolutely not. I don't know. First of all, I don't know where you've been. I don't know your status, your HIV status. I don't know you that well. I don't know how long this is going to go on. We're not having sex. I'm sorry. We're not doing it. I want to be able, this is what I tell myself. If I'm going to be in a relationship and then engage in any sexual, first of all, I rather not because it's not, biblical reasons. Even though I know I live in this sin natured body, yes, my body will have stirrings, but I try not to. If I'm going to be dating someone, I'm going to try not to engage. And if I do, it will be a while. I got to know your whole sexual history. You have to do STD testing. There's a lot that has to take place. I have to check my feelings for you. I have to be able to look myself in the mirror and not feel any conviction. Those are my standards. I have to be able to look in the mirror and not be ashamed, feel no shame, and not be convicted. And if that means, right, waiting till marriage, then that's what it means. I got to be able to deal and look at myself. That's me. Calabria, you didn't have standards. You were sitting here, you were blowing niggas' backs out and throwing them out of your house like a whole dude. Now you trying to put on, nah, Calabria, it's not going to work. Nope. Not gonna happen. And then Edmund, of course, again, Edmund is in his soft era and he starts crying. But I get it though. I get it. Anywho, that was Love is Blind, season 9, episode 1 through 6. What do you think so far? Is this the lamest season ever? Is this a filler season? Like, it's the roles are reversed for this season. Let's stop. This is recap. Let's stop Asian hate, right? There's a lot of big dick energy from the white boys, mind you. Um the black girl is a reformed uh a reformed one night stander. Like I don't know. Let's make sense of it all. Let me know what you think.